Hello everyone, greetings of the day. This is Komal Mathur, a legal intern at Lexis and Company and a law student at Manipal University, Jaipur. I'm glad to have this opportunity to intern with Lexis and Company, and which is why I'm presenting this video today in front of you all. So the topic of today's video is torts, its nature, scope, and elements. So let me share my presentation to continue with the same. So we'll read about definition, nature, and scope of torts. Tort is a Latin term which comes from a Latin term tortum, which means twisted, and is the equivalent of English term wrong. Tort means a civil wrong which is not exclusively a breach of contract or a breach of trust. And this definition is given by section 2, subclause M of Limitation Act 1963. Now, let us know about some of the definitions given by scholars of torts. First is Salmon. Salmon says that it is a civil wrong for which the remedy is a common law action for unliquidated damages and which is not exclusively the breach of contract or breach of trust or other merely equitable obligation. Now, Winfield says tortious liability arises from the breach of a duty primarily fixed by the law. This duty is towards person generally, and its breach is redressable by the action for unliquidated damages. Third, scholar Fraser says that tort is an infringement of a right in rem of a private individual, giving a right of compensation at the suit of the injured party. Now, the term is found in common law system for a civilly actionable harm or wrong, or for the branch of law dealing with the liability for such wrongs. Analytically, the law of tort or torts is a branch of law of obligations where the legal obligations to refrain from harm to another, or if the harm is done to repair it or compensate for it, are imposed not by agreement but independently of agreement by force of the general law. Socially, the function of tort is to shift law sustained by one person who is deemed to have caused it or been responsible for its happening in some measure to spread the loss over an enterprise or even the whole community. Now let me explain you in simple words what is tort. It is a civil wrong, okay, which is not a breach of contract or not a breach of trust or some similar kind of offense. So what happens in tort basically is the person who commits a tort or some wrong act which is not a crime, so what compensation he have to give is he have to give the damages which can be liquidated or unliquidated damage. I will discuss about liquidated unliquidated damages in my further part of the video. So what the wrongdoer has to do, he or she has to compensate the injured person by giving damages which can be monetary damages or or he or she can do is for example, if he or she have harmed somebody's property in some way or other, he or she the wrongdoer can make it correct, can correct his action if possible. If not, mostly the compensation is in the form of the monetary damages which is being as claimed by the wrongdoer and as granted by the court. The wrongdoer has to pay for it. Now, torts may be classified into those involving intention and those involving negligence or the wrongs of strict liability. Now, what intention? Intention is I know what will be the consequences of my act can be. Still, I'm committing that kind of wrong act. So that is the torts which involves intention. Now, those involves negligence. Negligence is see, every human being, every citizen has certain duties which he or she have to follow, or some rules or regulations to which he or she has to stick with, kind of responsibility. So when a person diverts from it, if he or she is not able to complete his or her duty or complete his or her responsibility and does something which is just a result of his carelessness, is called negligence. What is strict liability? Strict liability is when you commit a crime which involves your intentions which is caused because you have not taken sufficient steps to stop it. For example, if I have a dog and I know the dog is dangerous, he can bite, and when if I still I don't tie him in some ropes or still I don't keep him in the gates, and then he goes and bites my neighbor. So then strict liability will be imposed on me. They may be also classified into torts affecting the person, for example, trespass negligence. Trespass negligence is when you enter into somebody else's property or the family, the wrongful death of a relative. Reputation, which is libel or slander. Libel or slander is kind of defamation when you speak something wrong about a person which is not true. Property, that is example, trespass to land or goods. Nuisance is when you disturb someone or conversion, etc. Normal remedy for a tort is an award of a pecuniary damages in compensation of the harm done in personal injury or death cases. The computation of damages involves many complicated issues. In some circumstances, for example, nuisance, an injunction is competent remedy. Injunction is stopping the wrongful act. Tort is a civil wrong. Tort belongs to the category of the civil wrong. Now, in the case of civil wrong, the injured party, that is a plaintiff, institutes civil proceedings against a wrongdoer, which is the defendant. In such case, the main remedy is damages. The plaintiff is compensated by the defendant for the injury caused to him by the defendant, whereas a criminal wrong, justice is administered by punishing the wrongdoer. Then the tort is other than a mere breach of contract or a breach of trust, which I mentioned in my first in my all three definitions. Tort is that civil wrong which is not exclusively any other kind of civil wrong, but a different kind of category. First, we have to see whether the wrong is civil or criminal. If it is civil wrong, it has to be seen if it is exclusively belongs to another recognized category of civil wrongs like breach of contract or breach of trust. First, what you will do, you will differentiate between the civil wrongs or criminal wrong, that whether it is a civil wrong or a criminal wrong. If you are sure that it is a civil wrong, then you have to recognize that if it does not belong to any another recognized category of the civil wrongs, that is breach of contract or breach of trust. And then if it is found that it is neither breach of contract and nor other civil wrong, then we can say that the wrong is a tort. Then tort is redressable by an action of unliquidated damages. Damage is the most important remedy for a tort. After the wrong has been committed, generally it is a money compensation which may satisfy the injured party. After the commission of the wrong, it is generally not possible to undo the harm which has already been caused. For example, the reputation of person has been injured due to the defamation. The original position cannot be restored back. The only thing which can be done in such cases is to see what is the money equivalent to the harm by the way of defamation, and the sum so arrived at is asked to be paid by the defendant to the plaintiff. Then damages in the case of tort are unliquidated. Now, what is unliquidated and liquidated? Let us read about it. It is in the fact which enables us to distinguish tort from the other civil wrongs, like the breach of contract or breach of trust, where the damage may be liquidated. Liquidated is fixed, predetermined by the court, and unliquidated, which is not fixed, which will be determined only after the commission of that particular wrong. Liquidated damages mean such compensation which has been previously determined or agreed to by the parties or by the court or by any kind of act or code. Then when the compensation has not been so determined, but the determination of same is left to the discretion of the court, the damages are said to be unliquidated. If it is possible in the case of a contract that parties at the time of making the contract may make a stipulation as regards the amount of compensation payable by either of the parties in the event of breach of a contract. If it is genuine pre-estimate of the compensation for the breach of contract, it will be known as liquidated damages. There is no possibility of any such predetermination of the damages in case of tort. Thank you. That's it for today. Have a nice day.